Hey everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome to a new video. So many of you have sent me messages regarding Jon Venus and his recent claim that he's back to being vegan and what I think about it. Some of you said you don't want to watch his video and if I can do any reaction video and talk about it, but I just decided instead of doing a reaction video to just talk about this subject in general when it comes to so-called celebrities or influencers no longer being vegan. Now, we're going to talk about why this matters and why it's important, and I think we should have reaction videos or debunking videos, but I also want to talk about why it doesn't matter. So I want to give both sides of the argument. The reason why it matters is because people like Jon Venus are called influencers for a reason. They have an influence on a relatively big crowd, so the content that they create gets seen by most of the time tens of thousands or some of the time hundreds of thousands of people. And when they influence these people, they can influence them with either good actions or bad actions. And of course, when it comes to veganism, the influence would be to make them think that veganism is not healthy enough, or you cannot be vegan, or you should not be vegan. And of course, the victim of that are the innocent animals who are nowhere in these conversations 99% of the time. I do see a lot of people saying like, oh, who cares, whatever, they're just celebrities, nobody cares about them. But that's not really the case. See, I use a software that keeps me up to date on what videos are trending when it comes to the subjects of veganism. And when Jon Venus announced that he's no longer vegan, his video was one of the top ranking videos that was trending about veganism. And given the fact that a lot of people research veganism, you don't want these videos to be the top trending videos. And if they are, you want to make sure that there are counter videos debunking the things that they're talking about or just presenting the counter argument. And that's why I believe it's important, because we are living in a time when social media is really everywhere and so many people are impacted by what they see on social media. So if someone puts any kind of content that could create more harm or suffering on other animals, we as vegan activists and animal rights activists should do some effort to counter that effort and make sure that the misinformation or the wrong information or whatever it is doesn't go that far and create more harm and suffering. And that is why exactly sometimes I do reaction videos where I take their video and debunk everything one by one. Now, I understand that not everyone is interested in doing that, and that's completely fine. But I think it's also important that we don't bring down people who do want to do those videos, because as I said earlier, it is important. Now, the other argument, or the other side of this argument, is that it doesn't matter, because who cares? They're just celebrities. They're doing it for the attention, or they're doing it for the likes or the clicks or the views, or they're just doing it to be in the trend. And to a certain extent, that could actually be true. And I do think that on some level we shouldn't care that much, because these people most of the time actually cannot think of many people who are so-called celebrities who have brought the real value to the philosophy and ideology of animal rights. So they're not really that relevant when it comes to animal rights as a subject of philosophy or a way of living or a certain belief or stance that we have. And we shouldn't give them too much attention, but when we give them attention, it should just be straight to the point and explaining what they said is wrong and providing the other side of the argument. And as animal rights activists, the other side of the argument that we give is obviously, other than the facts and the science, what is actually happening to animals. So if in this day and age you are aware that the world's biggest nutrition centers all agree that by eating a balanced vegan diet you can be healthy and thrive just as much or even better than non-vegans, then obviously you do not have any excuse. And by the way, these studies do mention that it's possible at all stages of life, including pregnancy, infancy, and old age. So coming back to Jon Venus, the reason why he claimed he did this switch is because he felt pressured and he was anxious as a father and he wasn't sure if he's doing what is best for his son. Now, I can imagine that as a father, you can feel a certain type of pressure because there's a lot of fear involved when it comes to what you're doing while bringing up your first kid. But let's keep in mind that Jon Venus' own brother, Leo Venus, is a doctor who is vegan and himself admitted that this doesn't make any sense because the those kids can be vegan and healthy as long as they're eating a balanced diet, of course.
Still to this day, have not seen a single logical argument for why everybody could not follow a vegan diet.
And he obviously talked about mental health as well and how it all affects our decisions. He considers what he's done cringy and he apologizes for it. One thing I did not like about the video, even though I appreciate the honesty, is that he didn't really mention the animals he has killed or caused suffering to. And that is where our work becomes important, because then we can talk about the animals. We can say, like, Jon, it's not about apologizing to your followers, because honestly speaking, you don't owe your followers anything. You can do whatever you want. You don't owe them anything, but you owe the animals a lot. If you have a big platform, you have the responsibility of spreading awareness about animal rights. And Jon had gone vegan after seeing the documentary Earthlings, which is about animal rights and speciesism. So I do think it would have been nice if he mentioned the animals. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, he just wants the clicks back and he wants his vegan crowd back and things like that. And honestly, I don't care if that's true, because if he's vegan, hopefully for good, then that's important, because at the end of the day, he still has an influence to a certain degree that many of us don't. So that being said, I want to keep this short. I just wanted to talk about this quickly. I don't really feel like going back and forth with his video and talking about it and commenting on it. I just want to say that, yes, I do understand that mental health issues and difficulties can cause people to make wrong decisions. I wish this decision didn't happen to make other animals suffer, because it's a horrible decision. And I hope no one goes through that and ends up killing animals needlessly when there's science obviously shows that you don't have to do that. But at the end of the day, as I said, if you don't feel like picking up your camera and talking about it or making a post or anything to raise awareness about what's happened, and those videos that come out by so-called celebrities or influencers, that's completely fine. But if you do want to put those counter videos out there that talk about these videos and point out the wrong parts in it using the science, using logic, then you should completely do that, because these videos that they make get hundreds of thousands of views and millions of views, because of course everyone loves to watch a video called Why I'm No Longer Vegan. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I have really exciting news that I want to share with you very soon, so please make sure to subscribe, and if you want to support my work, check out my Patreon as well. And that's it for today's video. See you in the next one.